What comes to mind when you hear the phrase ghost town? The crumbling buildings, deserted streets, paranormal activities, or the eerie silence of a once thriving community now frozen in time? Well, buckle up, because today we're venturing into the haunting landscapes of Texas's ghost towns. And trust me, this state has more than its fair share of creepy places. But first, what exactly is a ghost town? A town where ghosts live? Well, kinda. A ghost town is an abandoned settlement that usually contains substantial visible remaining buildings and infrastructure such as roads. A town often becomes a ghost town because the economic activity that supported it, like mining or agriculture, has failed or ended for any reason. The American West's expansion era from the 1880s to 1940s birthed countless boomtowns sprouting up overnight around mines, ranches, and resource-rich lands. When those ventures busted, entire towns were deserted in their wake, leaving behind ghostly remains that number over 3,800 nationwide. No place epitomizes this phenomenon quite like the Lone Star State. From the dusty bones of mining outposts to the faded glory of frontier boom towns, Texas's 511 ghost towns offer up a richly haunting tapestry of stories, rife with captivating tales and unsettling mysteries begging to be unearthed. So, tighten your bootlaces and join me as we traverse the sun-baked trails of Texas, unearthing the chilling tales and paranormal mysteries that lurk within these forgotten communities. Number 2. Old Bluffton. About an hour's drive northwest of Austin lies the watery grave of Old Bluffton, a town that was quite literally swallowed by the depths of Lake Buchanan. In the 1800s, it was a thriving community of around 50 families, but progress came at a price. When the Buchanan Dam was completed in 1937, the rising waters quickly submerged Old Bluffton, leaving only the eerie sight of rooftops and church steeples poking above the surface. It wasn't until a severe drought in 1984 that the town resurfaced, its buildings and streets preserved in an unsettling time capsule. Today, visitors can explore the ghostly remains of Old Bluffton when lake levels are low, walking through the crumbling shells of homes and businesses. As you wander these watery streets, you can't help but wonder about the lives that were abruptly uprooted, the stories that were left untold when the waters came rushing in. Number 3. Indianola. Next, we have Indianola. Once a bustling port city on the Gulf Coast, Indianola stood as a shining example of Texas's maritime prowess. But Mother Nature had other plans, and a series of catastrophic hurricanes in the late 19th century would ultimately seal the town's fate. In 1875, a powerful storm ravaged Indianola, leaving death and destruction in its wake. Undeterred, the resilient residents rebuilt, only to face an even more devastating hurricane in 1886. This time, the town could not recover, and by 1887, Indianola had been abandoned, its glory days reduced to a mere memory. As you stand amidst the ghostly ruins, you can almost hear the howling winds and crashing waves that once brought this vibrant port to its knees. Legends speak of restless spirits still roaming the shoreline, the echoes of their anguished cries carried on the sea breeze. Number 4. The Grove. Not all ghost towns are doomed to fade into obscurity. The Grove, nestled just outside of Temple, is a shining example of how these forgotten places can be given new life through preservation and community spirit. Once a thriving agricultural hub, the Grove's fortunes declined in the 1940s as farming consolidated and transportation routes shifted. But instead of succumbing to the inevitable, the Grove has reinvented itself as a living museum and cultural center. Today, visitors flock to this historic town to listen to live music, explore its meticulously preserved buildings, and immerse themselves in the rich tapestry of Texas's frontier past. As you stroll through the grove, you can almost hear the echoes of laughter and conversation from a bygone era, a reminder that even the most abandoned places can be revived with a little love and determination. Number 5. Terlingua. Deep in the heart of West Texas, nestled between the majestic Big Bend National Park and the rugged Chisos Mountains, lies the haunted outpost of Terlingua. This former mining town has a rich history that's inextricably tied to the harsh desert landscape that surrounds it. During its heyday in the late 1800s and early 1900s, Terlingua was a bustling hub of quicksilver mining, with hundreds of workers toiling away in the unforgiving heat. But when the mines ran dry, the town slowly withered, leaving behind a ghostly collection of abandoned buildings and crumbling ruins. As you wander through the eerie streets of Terlingua, you can't help but feel the weight of the past pressing down upon you. The howling desert winds seem to carry the echoes of hardship and toil, while the crumbling facades of saloons and businesses stand as silent sentinels, guarding the memories of a bygone era. Number 6. Thurber. In the heart of central Texas, the ghost town of Thurber stands as a testament to the fleeting nature of prosperity. Once the leading coal producer in the state, Thurber was a company-owned town that seemed to have it all: electricity, industry, and a booming population. But when the demand for coal dwindled in favor of oil, Thurber's fortunes took a nosedive. Within just 15 years, this once thriving community was all but abandoned, its residents forced to seek their fortunes elsewhere as the Great Depression loomed. Today, Thurber's signature red brick buildings stand as haunting reminders of its former glory. As you explore the empty streets and crumbling structures, you can almost hear the echoes of the miners' pickaxes, the rumble of the coal carts, and the laughter of a community that once thrived in the heart of Texas's energy revolution. Number 7. Hagerman. Our final stop on this haunting journey takes us to the eerie remnants of Hagerman, a town that fell victim to the unstoppable forces of progress and the rising waters of Lake Texoma. In the early 20th century, Hagerman was a bustling farming community, its fields and cotton gins humming with activity. But when the Denison Dam was completed in 1943, the town's fate was sealed, and 83,000 acres of land, including Hagerman itself, were slowly submerged beneath the growing lake. Today, only the church and cemetery remain visible above the water's surface, grim reminders of the vibrant community that once called this place home. During periods of low water, the ghostly outlines of Hagerman's streets and buildings can be seen, frozen in time beneath the rippling surface. As you gaze out over the still waters of Lake Texoma, you can't help but wonder about the lives that were uprooted, the stories that were lost to the depths, and the haunting whispers that may still linger beneath the waves.